Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Self-love through freedom and connection. So feel free to connect to the brave never fall on these social media platforms. If you find anything of value in this following podcast, hit that like button, subscribe and share, and support the brave and bold tribe growing one purposeful soul at a time. How are you feeling? Take a moment to do a self-check-in for yourself. How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling emotionally? How are you feeling physically? How are you feeling spiritually? Are you feeling balanced? Are you still journeying on an intentional, purposeful path? How are you feeling? Balancing yourself is a healthy daily practice that will reliably keep you in harmony with your entire mind, body, heart, and soul. Clear your mind. Take a moment of silence for yourself right now in the moment. You are here now. How are you feeling? Self-love allows you to freely live in your purpose. When you can do that, a life of possibilities evolves into a life of intentful realities. Self-love is the greatest tool you will ever use for yourself. It's one of the greatest finds any human being can locate and unearth and utilize immediately in the moment to completely turn around your life. People hear that word self-love and they equate it to selfishness, to narcissism, to an inflated ego. None of those things exist if you truly understand what self-love is. And when you find it, you'll understand the blanket of comfort you get from that self-love that you would never get from the comforts of the outside world. You'll never get it from sitting and watching television. You'll never get it from a relationship. You'll never get it from the perfect job, a swollen bank account. You get it from within. It's a place where you can go anytime you want to find comfort, warmth, joy, happiness, peace, purpose. You are those things. You are self-love. If you find your purpose and you know where you're going in life, that's what self-love is. It's you understanding who you are and accepting that and finding everything great about yourself and utilizing it and showing the world who you are. Not that you have to, but because that's your purpose. And that's where the comfort comes in. It removes all the doubt in your mind that you don't know what to do in life. It removes all the barriers and walls that we put up in front of ourselves to justify us not taking action. When at any moment, we can turn it around. And that's how you do it. You have to be on the path of self-love. The victory is there. It's not in your bank account. It's not in your relationships. It's not in your car or your job or your vacation. It's in you, who you are, your soul, your body, your mind. That's self-love. Ever ask yourself how much you've left on the table? Then ask yourself, why? Most of the arrows point outwards. At the beginning of this question, the arrows point to all the wrong turns, missed opportunities, failed experiences, the no-shows, the heartbreaks, the people, the places, the things. Not one arrow points to yourself. This is a better moment to ask again, why? The answer needs no vocalization, only action. Take one arrow and point it at yourself. Now you have passion in your purpose. A passion to focus on one thing about yourself that played a major role in all of your failures, disappointments, toxic relationships, and heartbreak. Right or wrong, fair or unfair, you are the common denominator. You, regardless of intent, actively participated in your life experiences. The true failure would be not to learn from your past, laugh in the moment, and level up in the future. Feeling discouraged is a part of life. So is hope. Feeling failure is a part of life. So is victory. Feeling solitude is a part of life. So is attraction. Feeling anger is a part of life. So is peace. True balance is internal and works as energy externally. The work to evolve into the best version of yourself in each moment begins with you. Again, the true failure would be not to learn from your past. Laugh in the moment so you can level up in the future. Take responsibility and accountability for your life, and you will find passion and purpose. Live to love, love to live. Episode 1, Self-Love Through Freedom and Connection. It's a life of feeling free. That's what everyone seems like they strive towards. That seems to be the goal. That's always the thing when you talk to people, no matter what position they are in life. People genuinely want to feel free. They want to feel free from school, free from their parents in a lot of cases, free from the authorities, regardless if it's government, police officers. They want to feel free from any type of obligation with any career. You don't want to have a career where you feel like you're shackled down. You want to feel free in your relationships. You want to feel free to drive wherever you want in your vehicle. You want to feel free to have an opportunity to get the vehicle. You want to have an opportunity to live life. What does that really mean, free? It took me a long time to figure out what that meant, and it means something fundamentally different in each person. You can talk to 100 people, and their definition of freedom may vary, but there'll be some constant things underlying there. Really, it's about action. People want the opportunity to make the decisions they choose are best for themselves in each moment. And you go back to asking yourself, what is your action in each moment? That is another way of saying, what are your choices in each moment? And are you making the best choices for yourself in each moment? Or are you just going on gut instinct and you're just kind of throwing caution to the wind and you're being in a state of risk all the time because you don't have a game plan, or you just kind of always have trusted yourself that you're going to make it out of this whatever situation, make it out of it okay, unscathed. And if you fail, so what? The degrees and layers of that mindset has always been intriguing to me, because as human beings, we have always had to adapt and evolve. It's in our DNA. The earliest civilizations took thousands of years to build up the civilizations. We live in a culture now in this world where everything has to be fast-tracked and super quick. Often you can do things alone. People are working at home in numbers far greater than we've ever seen, especially after the COVID-19 pandemic. You can see that, a lot of shit can still get done at home, but together, free, connected. And that is the whole premise behind the Brave Never Fall. That you as an individual, if you find self-love for yourself, through that, you are free to connect with anything in this world. You have your freedom because you get to trust yourself enough to make the right decisions in the moment based on you. And when you go back to that level of self-love, I can make the best decision for myself because this is who I am. This is what I aspire to be. This is my level. And I won't stop here. I want to level up. Learn from my mistakes. And I want to be able to find joy and laugh and smile every single day. Because happiness is the damn prize, isn't it? Otherwise, what are we doing? Are we living this life to just find drama? I say it time and time again. Be drama free. What level of value do you have to give to this world? But more importantly, what level of value do you have to give to yourself? We make so many promises to other people. We go all out for other people. But we don't take the damn time to do those things for ourselves. And we wonder why we're fucking miserable. We wonder why we second guess every damn decision we make. We wonder why we aren't in the place financially we would love to be. And in many cases, we feel we have the right to be. While every opportunity we get seems to just go right past us like a freight train with nobody driving the train. Train can only go one direction. It can go forward, it can go backwards, it can make turns, it can go side to side. Very limited in what it can do. You don't want to be the train. You don't want to be the train. You want to be the plane. You want to be able to get off the ground, go anywhere you want, and be happy about it. The very notion of self-love sometimes irritates people. But that's not your problem. It's not to say that you don't care about what other people think. It simply means you have to start somewhere. And what better place to start? Well, the one place you have all the control in the world of. You. People try to control so many different aspects of things that are external that they do not have. All these things in the world, they're nothing. The only thing you really own is yourself, your soul. It is by far the most valuable thing you will ever own. It is you, your soul. You have to protect it. Keep it happy. Your mind. You own your brains. You own your heart, your body. It's all yours. Why neglect it? Because we're looking for things external to make us happy. We search, we dig, we claw, we scream. We attempt to make efforts in life that we believe are above average for ourselves. But when you look back on it, you realize you haven't lived up to your true potential. And as the years go by, as the days go by, you realize when you look back at this stuff, what have you learned? What have you truly learned about yourself? Diving into self-love gets you to a place where you can start asking those questions without being afraid of them. That's the power of it. It's not about eliminating people from your life. That is something that comes out of it a lot of times, but that's not the focus. That's external. We're talking internal. Are you at peace? Do you really want to wake up every single day being in misery because something is bugging you that you have no control over? Or you can look internal and say, you know what? That's bugging me, but I can choose to remove myself from the situation. It's fixed in the moment, just like that. People might not like it because they don't understand how you did that. That's not your problem. You do not have time to fix other people's problems. That's their obligation to their value of themselves. If you walk into a department store and you see a nice vase standing there, you observe it. It's beautiful. You choose to move on. The next person comes up, knocks the vase over. Should you be the one to turn around and raise your hand and say, hey, I'll take responsibility for you knocking over that vase? What's the difference in real life? Another way to put that is if that vase is inside your home. You're standing next to it. You own it. It's in your house. Somebody comes over, knocks it over. How do we handle these situations? Well, that's a little more intimate, isn't it? So you have to take that into account as well. The degrees of situations where you feel obligation, where you are truly required to be involved in someone's life. If you have children, you know what I mean. You're obligated and required to show up for them. But you can't show up for them in a way where they don't feel like they are free to explore their own lives and their own individualism. There's always a cap to your influence should be on other people. We're here to lead, not to control. Your children are not you. Your spouses are not you. Your girlfriend, your boyfriend, they're not you. Your job is not you. Your car is not you. Your house is not you. You are you. We lose sight of that. We start defining ourselves by external things instead of defining ourselves by internal things. We forget all of the things that we made mistakes about when things feel good. When things are quote unquote great, when life has finally turned that corner and you feel like everything is going great, you forget about all the things you learned about yourself in the past and all the mistakes you made. And they come bubbling up again because you've been complacent. You've procrastinated. You've lost focus on who you are because you're so damn focused on everything that's going on around you. That's self-love. In its essence, that's what it is. It's being conscious and staying in the moment and understanding every single day you have the responsibility, the total responsibility for your actions in each moment. And if you are not clear about what those actions are, that's when the drama pops up. That's when you start to separate from people. The people who truly know who they are and they're ready to take on life, they clash with people who are a little bit on a path of doubt for themselves. We all struggle with this. It's called trust. Self-love is a heavy component of trust. They go hand in hand. I know that firsthand. I've been working on it now for months. It's huge. But when you start to understand that self-love and trust go hand in hand, now you feel even a bigger responsibility to yourself to dive deeper into who you are. Because now you are starting to open up doors that you never even knew existed. You're finding keys to doors that you had no idea would ever pop up in your life. Things start to open up. Things start to feel free. You start feeling joy. You start understanding who you want in your life and what role they play. The value you want in your life starts to project externally. Things start to move and shake and get going in ways where you never, ever thought they ever would. You suddenly are on that train and you're like, I need to get the hell off this thing. I got to get up there in that plane. And when I get up there, I might be handing out some parachutes to jettison some toxic people from my life, some toxic situations, some toxic places. And I want to create opportunities for myself impactfully by taking action in the moment to make that decision to get off that train, to get up in that plane in the first place. Passion starts from within. Your purpose starts from within. You are the greatest sense of purpose you'll ever get in life. It's the one thing you can work on that is full of purpose every single day, every single second. And each day that you just kind of, I don't know if I want to do it. I'll put it off. I'll work on myself tomorrow. I just can't hear. I just don't want to deal with it. What you're doing is not only are you procrastinating, but you're creating unnecessary drama in your life. Because now you're in a soap opera with yourself. Every day it's a battle of, should I do this? Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Instead of just saying, you know what, this is going to be difficult, but I better just dive in. The clock's ticking. I'm not getting any younger. Those are the big crossroad decisions we always talk about with the brave never fall. What decisions are you going to make on your crossroads moment when things get shaky? You're on that train, it's going extremely fast, it's speeding up. You're seeing the same scenery over and over and over and over and over again. You're going around in a loop. You're passing the airports and there's planes taking off. Those people are going places. You don't know where they're going. They don't always know where they're going, but they know they have a lot more options than you do. That's not very fun to think about, is it? Life is much simpler than what we make it. It's not as complicated as we make it. It's very simple. It just starts with you. Just start with you. You're not complicated. We believe we're more complicated than we actually are. In the end, we're just a person on this planet who has purpose. And one of the biggest reasons we need to get going after that purpose is just that. We have purpose. Don't you want to find out what your purpose is as soon as possible in life and flush it out and see what gift you are to this world, because you are a gift. When I say you are greatness, I don't say that lightly. You are greatness. It's in you. The purpose is finding that out. And when you find that out, you don't get rid of that purpose. You will always have that purpose of figuring yourself out, because you're never the same. Your situations will not be the same. You're growing, you're adapting, you're evolving. And life is going to go on with or without you. Life is going to go on with or without you. Because you are not just your life. You are connected to this world. What part do you play in it? These moments become heavy because certain people make it heavy. It's really not a heavy subject. It's actually a subject that is very peaceful when you think about it. Exploring the depths of who you are in the moment. You can forget about everything that happens in the past for a while, if that helps you, because some people do need that. I had a rough childhood. I had a rough first half of my life. All ups and downs. I mean, extremes, ups and downs in my life. But although that is part of my life previous, that stuff now, it's all in the past. I can't change anything, but I can learn from them. I can learn from my past. I can learn so much about myself from my past. It should not be forgotten. However, it should not influence what I'm doing in the moment, because each moment is a new slate. You can choose to turn everything around in 1 second, should you choose to accept the mission. But we backpedal away from that a lot, because our past often, with a lot of people, no matter how joyous they are, we're human beings. We're going to go back to the negatives. Don't forget about the positives of your past. Same in the moment. We focus on the negatives. Don't forget about focusing on the positives. In the future, we get paranoia and anxiety about all the negative things that could happen in the future, instead of focusing on the positives. Focusing on positives, past, present, and future, causes you to smile and to laugh and to have joy and to have peace. That's how I get through each day. I'm happy that I'm still breathing. I don't forget and take for granted that I'm alive right now, that the people I love most are still alive right now. Sure, anybody can be taken from this earth at any moment. Why should I focus on that? But I can also have it in the back of my mind that they won't be here forever, and neither will I. Which causes me to have action in this moment to be always the best. Positive momentum. That's what you're trying to create. We're going to have setbacks, bad days. These things are going to happen. We're human beings. We don't live in utopias. We can't let those be things that deter us from what we should be doing in life. Our responsibilities. Trying to get to 100% in everything that we do. Taking ourselves not seriously, but taking ourselves of value. We look at it as value. Don't look at it as your life is some type of a story, a cautionary tale that's been played out as a drama on the big screen in a movie theater. We don't need to do unnecessary things or say unnecessary things. We don't have to act like everything has to be perfect like a movie or a television show, because it's not. You have to break free of wanting to control things, controlling people. That's when people look at self-love as narcissism, as something to be feared instead of something that should be loved. It always goes back to a choice. It always goes back to those moments where you have to understand who you are. You have to trust who you are. That's what self-love is. The path towards it is your path. You're the one who makes your journey a journey. You have to get going. You have to get on that path and start walking. The power of yourself is greater than what you're giving yourself credit for. You have to believe that you can do anything, even if you can't. What's wrong with going in your mind and believing something that you can do even though you can't, versus in your mind always going towards the negative things that will never happen, but you're planning it out in your mind. You're literally planning out horrible scenarios in your mind because you want to control things, and you want to have things in your life that are, when you really think about it, doesn't matter. We can get the nicest cars in the world. It really doesn't matter. Does that define you? Are you truly happy because you have the nicest car in the world, the biggest house in the world? Or does your connection with other people through self-love have more value? Would you rather be with somebody you're in love with to have self-love and be a person who is at peace with himself or herself? Or would you rather have someone who's a walking zombie? They don't know who they are. And then that's the thing with people, is that we always do this. We always want to gravitate towards the people that we want people to be complete and whole and happy. But when we realize that they don't need us, it makes us kind of be offended. I'm pissed off at you. How dare you act like you don't need me in your life? It's not that they don't need you in your life. It's that they're asking, what value are you bringing to my life? Because I'm already at a certain level of value for myself. That's not narcissism. That's just knowing who you are and what your purpose is. Self-love is not going to the top of a mountain with a megaphone and screaming out to everyone who you are. That's not what it is. It's knowing who you are in silence when nothing is going on around and you're at peace with yourself. That's why I put the silence segment in here. Can you just sit in silence with yourself and be comfortable? That's the whole point of that exercise. How are you feeling in each moment? Are you able to block everything out and focus on yourself without feeling uncomfortable? When you can get to that point, you're onto something. You're onto your path. You're on to your journey. You're on to your true purpose, whatever that is. It's not your responsibility to make other people see who you really are if they're having trouble doing that. You don't have time to tell people how you are when you can just show them. If they have a problem with the way you are, unfortunately, they're basically saying, I don't agree with your purpose in life. I have a major issue with your self-love. And you have to ask yourself a question. Is that someone you want in your life? That's where jettison comes into play. When people don't really want you to evolve or adapt and grow into who you know you should be. Because there's a sense of control. Again, you want to be free. In life, we want to be free. We don't want people telling us how we should live our lives. We don't want people telling us we shouldn't do this because you're going to make a mistake. You're going to make a mistake anyway. You got to trust yourself that you're in the right position mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually to get to a place where even if you make a decision and it happens to be wrong and you fail, that doesn't mean you are a failure. That just means you were in a position that didn't go the way you wanted to. And now you have the opportunity to learn from it. True self-love understands that concept. That you don't have to make all the right decisions. Inaction will keep you from doing that. You want to take action. You want to be a participant in your own peace, joy, happiness, and purpose in life. You don't want to be defined by what other people are doing to create that stuff for you. And it's not your responsibility to make sure the rest of the world knows you have self-love. You only have a responsibility to yourself for that. People will know when you have it. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need to apologize to anyone for you wanting to be the best version of yourself. Life is hard enough when you don't have all these external people, places, and things making your life a more drama-filled soap opera than it ever was supposed to be, that it ever should be. It's your life. You get to make your choices, and you have to live with them. Regardless if you have self-love or not, you have to live with them. The better you understand yourself, the better you'll understand your own personal value system. It'll let you know where you're at currently, and do you need to raise the bar a little bit or a whole lot? What changes do you have to make in your life? Look at the people around you. What are they saying about you? Do they truly care about you? Or are they just saying it? Are you free to be who you are with everyone around you that you care about? Are you trusting yourself to make the right decisions in each moment? Are you prepared for failure? Do you want to take risks? Or do you just want to sit back and allow the game to be played all around you, and you just hop into the game here and there, wherever you see fit, based on whether or not you're going to succeed or fail? If you're looking at it like, oh my goodness, there's an opening, let me jump in the game because I think I can score an easy point here. Or are you saying, no, I want to play the entire game. I'm going to trust that I'm going to get that point one way or the other. And if I don't, should I not play the game again? Or should I learn from all the reasons why I didn't? And the more I do this, the more I play the game without shortcuts and people helping me, when I can figure it out on my own, for myself, through repetition, now I have self-discipline about who I am. I have self-discipline about self-love. I have self-control. And I respect myself enough to be able to keep putting myself in positive situations. The negative situation would be for me to sit on the outskirts watching everybody else do something and ask myself, I wonder why I can't do that. Well, I wonder why you can't do it. You're not taking any action. You have to jump in the game and you have to go through the failures. You have to go through the growing pains. You have to learn the game. You have to understand the rules for yourself. You have to see by action, jump in there and see where your bar is currently in life, in this moment. And do you have opportunities in the game to raise that bar? How far can you go? If there's a ceiling, maybe you need to play a different game. Maybe you need a different team. Maybe you need a different coach. Maybe you need to do the homework and practice outside of the game. Maybe you need to get yourself in better shape. Maybe you need to learn more. There's a lot more than we could ever do in a lifetime to contribute to our own self-love. There's more of yourself out there than you ever would be able to spend in a lifetime. There's so many more opportunities. The people who have true excuses in this world to not be able to do the things they want to do, of course they get a pass. Able body, mind, no excuses for you. If there's no excuse you can make for yourself, you shouldn't be making them. You should be out doing what you are capable of doing. You should be out conquering the mountains. And once you're over the mountains, you get to the volcano. There is no end in life to your potential. There is no end. If you are able and capable of doing any act that promotes growth for yourself and understanding for yourself and creates joy and happiness, where you can get to a place you can wake up every day in joy and peace and purpose, that is all there is in life for yourself. It's the one thing you can do every single day that is full of productivity and purpose and passion. And not only does it help you, that energy does filter outwards and you will make everyone around you better. The right people who align with you will show up in your life. And you will be on the path of the journey for yourself to create all the opportunities and challenges for yourself, the mountain, the volcanoes. It's all you. You just have to get after it. Your brave and bold mission for today, and it should be for every day, but you can start now in the moment, is to ask yourself why about everything in life. You don't even need the answers. All those arrows that you had that were labeled failure, disappointment, excitement, want to do this, I should have done that, past, present, future. Take one of those arrows, turn it around, point it at yourself, and ask yourself why that arrow exists in your life and what part you had to play in it. Again, you don't even need an answer. You just need to ask yourself the question, why don't I have the job that I want? Why is my relationship failing? Why am I so damn miserable? But you can also ask yourself, why am I so happy? Why am I so lucky to have a house? Why am I still breathing? It's about balance. Asking yourself why will help you find purpose in your life. Those questions, the question of why, is for you to figure out who you are, to trust who you are, to understand who you are fully. Because if you don't understand who you are, no one else will. So your mission, your obligation, starting now, I want you to work heavily on this. Just ask yourself questions. Why? Don't worry about what the answers are. Just ask yourself the question. The answers will start to come when you start repeatedly asking yourself these questions. And not only ask them, but take action, because that's the goal. You don't need to answer the question. You need to take action from that question. Make that answer an action. Do it. Don't just say it. Don't just think it. Don't just feel it. Do it. That's your mission. Ask yourself why. This is your day. You are here now. These are your moments. You own them. You are brave, bold, powerful. You do believe in yourself. You know you have more in the tank. You know the glass is half full. There is still more room for improvement. There is no end. Believe in yourself. You do believe in yourself. You do believe you can do whatever it takes to get the job done. You don't procrastinate. You don't embellish. You don't lie. You're true to yourself. Peace is in your mind. Peace is in your heart. Peace is in your body. It is definitely in your soul. You are greatness. You have purpose, intentful purpose. You are here for a reason. You are ambitious. You are loving. You are kind, empathetic, compassionate. You are self-love. You have self-control, self-respect. You are joy, peace, freedom, happiness. You are connected to everything in this world and in this universe. And if no one has told you this today, I love you. You deserve to hear that. Salute to you all. The brave never fall. Learn, laugh, and level up.